y'all, welcome to this week's What's for Dinner. I have a whole chicken here that I'm about to season up and put into the crock pot. I'm going to cook this all day and then we're going to shred the chicken and use it for a couple of different recipes. So what I'm going to start out with is I have some Lawry's seasoning salt, and I will clean all this off after I'm done because I'm touching raw chicken, but I will wipe all this down with Clorox wipes. And yeah, it's probably going to get on the counter, but it's okay. My plate was not quite big enough, I guess. So I'm going to season this side, and then we'll do the other. I probably should have started on the other side because then I could have seasoned this when I put it into the crock pot. Okay, I got seasoned salt, and now I've got some garlic powder. And I have some paprika. And then I have some pepper. I'm almost out of pepper on here, I guess. I need to fill this up. And I'm just going to put a little bit of salt since I did do seasoning salt. Then I'm going to flip her over like that. Ugh, I hate touching raw chicken, y'all. Okay, y'all. Now I'm going to spray the inside of my crock pot with some cooking spray. I just have the Walmart vegetable oil. And then I'm going to take some aluminum foil, and I'm just going to get some 4 sheets that I'm just going to pull out of here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to crinkle these up into balls and put them in the bottom of here. And hopefully I'm making those big enough. I don't know. This is my first time ever doing it this way. I just read some stuff on Pinterest. And you know what? I'm going to get a little bit more. Hold on. Some foil sheets I'm going to add to it just to make these a little bit bigger balls. So now I have 4 like little foil balls, and I'm going to get our chicken. Got it all seasoned up, and it's very important, if you don't already know, to clean up all this when you're done. So we're going to put it with the breast side up like this. And just a minute, I need to wash my hands again. Okay, sorry y'all. Then I'm going to take just some minced onion and sprinkle it over the top. Okay, that may be a lot. Okay, and the recipe says cook it on low. I'm going to cover it. We're going to cook it on low for 6 to 8 hours. So right now I started it a little bit later than what I wanted, but I think it'll be okay. It is almost 10 o'clock. So if I let this cook for 8 hours on low, that'll be good. That'll be ready around 6 o'clock, which is around the time we usually eat. So we'll just check it. I'll check it around like 4 or 5 o'clock and see, because you want it to be 165 degrees, the internal temperature. And if it's done, then I'll go ahead and show y'all. We'll shred it up and everything. Okay, y'all, this chicken has been cooking all day now. It's been cooking now for, what time is it? About 7 hours. So I'm fixing to check it. Okay, y'all. I have this really nifty little thing that my husband bought, and I'm going to try it. I'm going to put it into the chicken and I guess see what it comes up to. Hold on. Yeah, it should be done because it says 165, so I don't know. Okay, y'all. Hey, guys. Courtney's over here. I've got the chicken here. And what I'm going to start doing is, I want to, let's see, I may just be able to take the whole thing. Well, maybe not. It's starting to fall apart. So I wanted to start getting, I don't really want all this skin because I'm planning on just using the meat. So, oh, it's a mixture, it's a whole chicken. So anyways, we're gonna take this meat out.
I want to buy it.
And we're gonna shred all this up. And I'm planning to use, tonight, what are we making, Courtney?
We are making a chicken Alfredo lasagna with salad.
Yep, so I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees. So once I get my chicken all ready, then we're gonna make the lasagna. And then tomorrow night, I'm gonna make an Italian chicken soup using the remainder of this chicken. So, chicken cooked and shredded. So I'm gonna do basically 16 ounces is a pound. So I'm just gonna think that 2 cups of this chicken would be good. And my hands are clean, by the way. So I'm gonna just kind of tear some more of this up and put it into this cup and kind of measure around 2 cups worth. I have a, it's like a 9 by 13 pan. And I'm going to take this Alfredo sauce. It says to spread 1/3 of a cup of Alfredo sauce into the bottom of this pan. So I'm going to do that right now. I have my 1/3 cup and I'm just going to pour some in here, measure it out. And it says to pour it into the bottom and kind of spread it out. Helping me. It says to take the chicken and the remainder of the Alfredo and you're going to put it in a bowl. We're going to mix all this up. So that's what I'm doing now. I found this on Pinterest, so I'll link it down below. Let's see. And okay, so the chicken and that will combine.
Alright, we be like mix with your finger. See? Big finger, come in.
We're gonna mix this up.
I'm messing with the focus.
Hey, don't mess with it.
No, I'm not actually messing, I'm just moving my fingers.
Hey, but I'm trying to record.
Alright, you shall record again?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'll do the cheese mixture, which is, it says 3 cups. I'm gonna do a little less than 3 because it was supposed to be 4.5 and I don't have 4.5, so. Here we go. Here's
What do you
one.
What do you mean 4.5?
Because some of it's supposed to go on the top, and I didn't. It comes like 4. Okay, there's 2. I think that'll be good. 3. There we go. And then the remainder I'm going to save for the topping. And then it says to put the cottage cheese, which it calls for 2 cups. And this is 16 ounces. 16, right, yeah, 16 ounces would be 2 cups because there's 8 ounces in a cup, right? Yeah. Aren't there 8 ounces in a cup, bub?
8 ounces in a cup, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to use this whole container of small curd cottage cheese. And it called for shredded Parmesan, and I'm hoping this will work because I don't have shredded Parmesan, but I have the grated. So when I do lasagna, this is what I use too, so it works. So anyways, and then we want a 1/2 cup of that. finished. And I also have some salad. I'll start with you, Bryce. Tell us what you think about it. Is this your first bite?
Mm-hmm.
How is it?
It's really good.
They love fettuccine Alfredo, so I thought they might like this.
I like the cheese flavor.
It's very cheesy.
It's
though.
almost like that mac and cheese we had that one time. It wasn't really cheese. It was cottage.
Well, there's cottage cheese in this because it's. Courtney, what do you think?
It's amazing.
Is it?
Yeah, and my salad's quite good too.
What do you think, Adrian? He's almost ate all his. The only thing I would say is the noodles, because you saw there was several different layers. Maybe eliminate a layer and reserve a little bit of the Alfredo to put on top, because the top noodle is a little bit chewy. But other than that, I think it's okay. Honey, do you give it a thumbs
I like
up?
all the layers.
He gave it a thumbs up.
I like all the layers.
And then we had our salad. You like all the layers?
I like it with all the layers. Just cut off a little bit off of one layer.
I love
the
the chewy. It's really good.
True.
I love chewy noodles.
You're that like put a little bit
Yeah.
of cream on the top instead.
Oh, sorry. I keep not showing him because I'm all trying to dig in. Well, anyways,
Well,
thank y'all.
bye-bye.
Bye. On tonight's What's for Dinner, I'm going to be making some just plain white bread in my bread machine. So I'm getting that started right now. I need a cup of water. So I'm going to put the cup of water in the bottom. I need 1 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. We have, there's 1 teaspoon and 1/8 of a teaspoon. A tablespoon of sugar. And it calls for 3 tablespoons of butter or vegetable oil. And I'm going to do the butter. I'm actually out of vegetable oil. I forgot to get it at the grocery store. So I'm going to use butter. And I'm just going to cut it up a little. I've got 3 tablespoons here. And I don't know if it matters or not, but I'm just going to kind of cut them into little, sort of into little pieces. And then it calls for 3 1/2 cups of flour. In there. And then for our yeast, we need 1 1/2 teaspoons. And I have some that I had already opened before. So I'm going to use it first. And then what I'm going to do, I'll bring you over here to my bread machine. Here is my bread machine. It's the Hamilton Beach bread machine. I've had it for several years. I got it for Christmas from my mother-in-law. And I don't use it a lot. I probably should use it more. But we're going to use it today, though. And what I'm going to do, got it shut. Let me get it all set up here. And we're doing the cycle 1. So I'm going to make sure I'm on, oops, let me go back to 1. Okay. And my crust, I just want it medium. The loaf size on this one is 1 1/2. And I'm going to start it. And altogether, it should take, I guess, 2 hours and 53 minutes, which is perfect because it's almost 2 o'clock. So this will be ready right around the time that we want to eat supper tonight. And it has a keep warm, so once it's done, it'll stay warm, I think, for an hour. So I will come back and show this to you when it's done.
Hey guys, welcome back to Kitty's Farmhouse Life. Today, Tuesday evening, night, 35 degrees out. Today, we are having Italian chicken soup with homemade bread. So let's get right into it. Oh, and if you haven't yet, subscribe.
Okay, y'all, like Courtney said, we're going to be making Italian chicken soup tonight. I do have a pot with water right now fixing to boil. I added some salt to it because we're going to make the pasta that goes into the soup. And I'm using the
Ditalina enriched macaroni.
Anyways, that's what we're going to make to go in it. But first, I need to cut up all of the vegetables. Okay, we need We need 2 bell peppers, which I'm kind of getting ready to dice up. Oh, and now I need to dice up 2 jalapeno peppers. Okay, y'all, I have the pasta over there cooking, and this is pretty full. So for now, I'm just going to pour this part onto this paper plate because. And so next it calls for 1 medium onion. So I'm going to take this leftover onion I have here, and we're going to kind of cut it up, and then I have another onion over there. I'm going to take part of it too. And then it calls for 2 stalks of celery diced up. And these are already washed and ready, so all I have to do is just put them in there. Okay, y'all, I have a big pot here, and I'm going to put what I think is close to a tablespoon. And I'm going to turn it on maybe like medium-high heat and let that warm up. And then we're going to add the vegetables to it. So you can see back here, I'm going to bring you around and show you. There are the noodles. They are almost done. About 1 more minute or less, actually 45 seconds. And then I'm going to drain these. And it says to go ahead and rinse them, and then take some olive oil, toss them in that, and let them set in the pan until we're ready for them. Okay, y'all, that is heated up. So now I'm going to take our vegetables. I'm going to turn this down actually to about medium. I'm going to turn my fan on, so it might be a little loud right now to kind of get some of this. And I'm going to let these, let me turn, actually, oops, sorry y'all, turn it just a little bit. And we're going to let these cook. I'm going to go ahead and, the recipe doesn't call for this, but I'm going to go ahead and put a little salt and pepper in here with them. Okay, and we're going to let this cook. Okay, y'all, the recipe called for 1 can of whole tomatoes. And it says to chop these up. And then that is going to go into that in a minute. I am trying to figure out a good way to do it without making a mess. I read on the comments of this to use kitchen shears, which I think I'm going to do. And just kind of go... Oops, sorry. I forgot I wouldn't. I'm just going to go into there and just... The lady who posted this recipe said that I guess whole tomatoes have more flavoring than the diced. I don't know. So I'm just doing it the way that the recipe called for. And this is how I've always done it. And I've been making this in the wintertime now for, gosh, I would say, I know it's been for 5 years or longer, because I made this when we lived in Oklahoma. And we've been living back in Texas now for over 4 years. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm just kind of chopping these up roughly with kitchen shears in the can. We're going to add this. We're going to add this a little bit later, and like Courtney said, it is right now 31 degrees here. So this will be very good for a cold night.
Oh, wow.
Last night, y'all seen or on the video earlier in the video, you seen where I had made a whole chicken, and that is what we're going to use in this recipe. It calls for 4 chicken breasts cooked, like boiled, or the original recipe they said come from the Pioneer woman, and she used a whole chicken. So I think this is going to be plenty enough chicken. I'm just kind of cutting it up a little bit smaller. It's shredded, but I'm cutting it a little bit smaller pieces, just kind of roughly. And we still have our vegetables over there cooking, sauteing or whatever. And this soup, y'all, is so good. I'm telling you, it is so good. Now we're going to add the 28-ounce can of the tomatoes that I chopped up, the whole tomatoes. We're going to add those. And we're going to add 8 cups of chicken broth. Basically, 1 can here is equivalent to about 2 cups. So I've got 4 cans of this. So I'm going to just add that. We're also going to add the chicken in. Now we're going to add this chicken in.
It looks so amazing.
And I'm going to turn the heat up some. And it called earlier, it was calling for a tablespoon of fresh minced oregano that you're supposed to heat up like with olive oil and all that. I don't have any, so I'm just going to throw some oregano, the dried oregano, whatever, in there. Let it cook with it. Also salt and pepper, so I'm going to put some salt.
Oh, yeah.
No particular measurement, it just says salt and pepper to taste.
Just do as much as you want.
So I'm going to let that.
If you like it salty.
I'm going to turn this up like I said. And I'm going to let this come up to a boil. So it might take a little bit because that chicken was cold that I put in there. So I will come right back and let y'all see in a minute. When it comes up, like right now, actually it's doing pretty good. I'm going to turn it a little less than medium and I'm going to let it simmer. Everything is pretty much done, but just to kind of let these flavors blend together a little better, I'm going to let it cook for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, just simmering, and then I'll come back and show you the last step. I've had this simmering for about 10 minutes or so, almost, or around that. Anyways, it's been simmering. And now I'm going to take the pasta that we made here, and I'm going to go ahead and pour it in. You add 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. All right, I'm going to let this warm up just a little bit, and then I will bring y'all back when we get it on the table. Okay, y'all, there is the bread.
It's hijacked up.
All done.
It's not hijacked, it actually puts it.
And look at that big, oops, sorry, y'all. Look at that big old pot of soup. Careful, Courtney. We're going to put this in some bowls and
Let you
taste
know
it
how
and let you know how we like it.
See ya.
Okay, Bros, tell us what you think.
Now this is some good bread.
How about the soup?
You dip it in the soup, it's even better.
Mm-hmm.
And then might want to let it chill out.
It's a little hot. What do you think, Kiki? You like it?
Bread is good.
You ain't ate the soup yet?
I have.
Oh, do you like it?
It is great, especially with some toe cheese in it.
Yeah, you can put some Parmesan cheese on it.
Toe
They call it
cheese?
toe cheese.
I don't know why.
Do you like it,
I didn't get my
Adrian?
toe cheese. But, I haven't tasted bread, so. Need salt.
You're silly. Do you like it, honey?
And the soup?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Is good.
Definitely a good recipe for a cold day
I
like
love
we're
it.
having.
It's hot, so it's
Hey y'all, welcome to tonight's What's for Dinner. I'm starting, actually it's 8 a.m. in the morning. I'm starting a little bit early because I'm going to put a roast into the crock pot. I have a boneless beef chuck roast. And I'm going to season this up. We're going to sear it first. And I have this container here, and inside of here I have 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning, 3 tablespoons of ranch seasoning, and 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning, and I threw a little salt and pepper in there. And I'm going to put this on all the sides of the roast, and then over in this pan here, I've got 2 tablespoons of olive oil that's heating up, and we're going to sear it. So, I'm so sorry about that. My throat. So anyways, I'm going to start putting this on and kind of patting it in. I'm going to take y'all over here. Okay. I'm going to put this side down, and then I'll start seasoning the other side. It seems like a lot of seasoning, so I'm gonna throw the rest of the seasoning in the crock pot when we get to that point. I'm just trying to sear some of the parts where it was coming apart. Okay, I think that's enough. We're starting to burn almost. I'm going to take this and put it in to the crock pot. Okay. What we're going to do next, I have, by the way, y'all, look at my pretty bowls. I have a bowl here. It says 2 pounds of potatoes cubed. I'm not really sure what 2 pounds is because I had a lot of potatoes. Anyways, I just cut up what I thought was 2 pounds of potatoes. Cut them into just little cubes. And then sneezed. Okay. And then it said to roughly cut 1 onion. And then it says 1.5 cups of baby carrots. So I have all of that here, and we're going to just kind of pour all of this around. And then I'm going to take what was left of this seasoning, because it's a lot of seasoning, y'all. I'm going to throw it in there too. I'm going to get something to just kind of stir it around a little. Last, I have 2 cups of beef broth with 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. I can't ever say it right. And we're just going to pour that over all of this. And it really smells good, y'all. Okay. And then we're going to cover this. And we're going to cook it on low for, it says for about 8 to 10 hours. So I will come back and show y'all the finished product later in the day. Tonight we are going to make this chipotle and cheddar chopped salad. It has everything in it. I just thought I'd show it to y'all.
It looks good. Oh.
So
it doesn't look anything different. Oh, that.
So you take the salad mix and put it in here. And then inside this little bag, there are tortilla strips, cheese, and a chipotle ranch dressing that you put in it. So. Anyway, so there you have it. Really easy. And I'm using my new bowls that are so adorable. So anyways, I will come back in a little bit and show you. Actually, I'm going to show you.
If you saw in her grocery haul, she got those.
Right now all I have is a knife, but I mean this meat is just, it's just falling apart. So this is going to be really good. So I'll come back in a little bit and show y'all. Look at this roast. I mean, it is just falling apart. And then I made Annie's mac and cheese. And then I have the salad right here. I almost forgot to record this, but I started making Courtney a plate. So when everybody gets inside, we'll let you know what we think. Okay, Bubba, what do you think? He doesn't have any of the salad on his, but he has everything else.
And it's really good flavor in the meat. It's got that. Wow.
What do you think, Kiki?
I tried everything in the salad. Whatever is really good.
It's different, right?
Yeah,
It's not bad.
The vegetables are hot.
What do you think, Adrian? Daddy even gave you some carrots.
Mhm.
Have you tried the carrots? They're good.
No, they're disgusting.
You don't know that till you try them. Have you tried it, honey? No?
No, way too hot.
Oh, I think it's pretty good. And even the salad is pretty good. It's different, but it's good.
Bye.
So this is a very good roast, I think.
Yummy potatoes.
Bye.